And hello everyone, it's Emre here. So yesterday the first Descendant devs decided to host a Q&A on their Discord server. I decided to make a quick video, a recap of what I think are the most important questions, or answers they gave out. So with that being said, let's get right into it. The first question is about why they didn't include a weapon core to boost our skill power. And the reasoning behind this is because they already think that our skills power is already way far ahead of weapons. And I think that is true. So the reason behind this is that they're going to try to keep buffing weapons to make them on par with skills. And that is very nice. For the next question is about the first weapon implant on the reactor, which cannot be changed. The devs have said that they have seen a lot of feedback about this and they are expecting to change it as soon as possible. So I think we can now have three decided weapons in our reactors. That is a pretty huge change, and it will give more versatility in our reactors. Now, this next one is probably not as important, but I think fashion is important to also a lot of the player base. So the question was if they have decided to, there are parts of the skins that cannot be dyed, and the devs have said that they are trying to make all of the skins to be possible to be dyed in every single part of them. So if you're like fashion enjoyer or and you like to dye your skins a certain way, they are trying to make it so that every single part of it is customizable. So for the next one, it was post in question about like the balance of the end game and like the team play. And the devs have said that they are actually trying to, add more challenging content, and that the Void Erosion Purge and the Abyss are meant to be treated as end game content. Um, I think a lot of people are saying that the Defiler is just a pushover because of how fast you can kill it with Ines, but I don't think that's really the case with all of the other Descendants. So we're having like kind of like mixed opinions on this. But yeah, I think that devs are trying to address making challenging content for our Descendants with full builds, and I think that is good. I think that they should focus more on team play instead of single player game because single player gameplay, because at some point what would be the point of just teaming up if you just get like punished by trying to play with other players, right? So let's get into the next question. So this is actually my question, and it's about optimization because I think we as a player base need to make the devs more aware that the optimization in the game is not the best, especially now with the release of Ines. I ask if there are plans to make further optimization changes, because now with the release of Ines, she's like she can really tank the performance if you have four of them, and depending on the mission, like for example the new hard defense operations, if you have four Ines in your team, or like 39 Ines, like it just tanks your performance by a lot. And I'm not even playing in a bad PC. I have like a really decent PC, and it still tanks my performance. So I think we need to make the devs aware that their performance of the game isn't the best, and they could probably fix it. So the next is a confirmation that the core weapon system is getting an upgrade, which means that what they explained on further posts is that you will be able to use the lower tier cores to upgrade them to higher tier cores. As you can see on the screen, they say it will release with the update of February 6th. So we are not that far away from being able to do that, because there is no reason to farm the lower um by the Russian Porch stages, but now you can upgrade you will be able to upgrade your cores to higher tier ones. So the next question was more of quality of life question, and the devs answered that they agree that sometimes it's harder to distinguish the enemy champions. So they are trying to make it so that it's faster or like easier to distinguish them. But the thing that caught my eye in here is that, as they have previously mentioned, they are trying to make the laboratory better in terms of like to test our builds. So I think this shows that the first thing they're working on is the ability to summon a Colossi on the laboratory. So now now we can test our builds before bringing them out to fight the real deal, and we can probably get like better values out of them or more information regarding like theory crafting. But we will have to see. For the next question, it was pretty much if the devs have plans for any melee descendant. They said that they are not trying to focus on melee descendant, but rather change how the melee system works and add melee weapons. And as they think that this fits the game better than just adding a melee focus descendant. I think that's a good change. I think having better melee system and melee weapons will be, you know, better to try, but we'll have to see how they implement it to the game. For the next two questions, it's pretty much that they confirm that they are trying to um, increase the our like inventory system for certain materials, and they are also increasing the rewards that you get for 400% dungeons, the void abyss metal fragments, which are the ones that you need to craft the either the weapon core or the ones that change the cores. Um, they say that they will feed through the data and determine what is best for the game. For the next one, they pretty much said that they are planning to add kind of like inspect feature to the game, which you will be able to see what modules that Descendant has, the weapons and everything. I think it's a really good change to the game. As you know, sometimes maybe you are in like public lobby and you see like someone with a crazy build and you're trying to see what it is. So now we will be able to do that. They didn't confirm when, but they are trying to make it possible. As for the next one, it was a question about like the reactors and the external components, and the devs have said that so far they've been trying to tackle down this problem of making the grind better, like the farming for these types of things better, and they're focusing on two approaches, which is simplifying the farming process and providing more choices and introducing engaging elements into the farming experience. I think I think so far what they have done with the reactors is okay. They need to make better changes to make it less like pain to farm your perfect reactors, or at least try to get like really good rolls. So it's good that they acknowledge the problem and they're trying to fix it. Now for the console players, the devs have confirmed that the mouse and keyboard support will arrive on the February 6th. And the next question is that they acknowledge that Jayber's rework was underwhelming, so they are trying to look into him more to get better, a better rework. So that's pretty good. And if you're in console player, you're getting mouse and keyboard on February 6th. So the next question, or the next answer, was regarding a question about the ETA vouchers you can get from the filer to exchange for the skins. They acknowledge that they didn't intend for players to just like farm the filer like, the bosses like super brain dead in a mindless way. So they are trying to fix that. They are gonna analyze the data and see how they can like make the process better, either by drops or whatever they see fit. But yeah, they're trying to make a change to be like a better experience overall. So the next one is for all of those Eugene enjoyers. he they know that he's not like in the best spot when it comes to like solo play, so they are trying to seek improvements or like analyze how to improve his overall kit. So yeah, if you are a Eugene user, you now know that the devs are probably going to change him at some point, which is probably good if you play Eugene. And the last thing that I think is important is about the balance of the game. I think this pretty much shows their stance on the balance. They say that they're way of seeing balance is not to just nerf the OP characters, but first to rework and balance the lower tier characters into making them stronger, and then they will see if the stronger characters, I mean like the OP ones like Reina and Ines, in this case right now, are in need of like a balance at that point. Um, I think they're open to listen to the community, which is good about the balance because I don't think like just saying buff everything and make it broken is the way to go. I think you still need to have like a certain cap on balance to not be like everything super broken, but that's just my point. So yeah, I mean, this is everything that I thought was important for the um Q&A, and I'll see you guys on the next one.